Gaza City, Israeli forces fired live ammunition Friday at Palestinian protesters who burned tires and threw stones near the border fence with Gaza, and Israeli jets responded to rocket fire with an airstrike in a sharp escalation of violence over President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. 2 Palestinians were reported killed and hundreds injured. One rocket hit the southern Israeli city of Sderot, but no casualties were reported. The unrest came amid demonstrations across the Middle East and in the West Bank and Jerusalem. The biggest turnout, though, appeared to be in the Gaza Strip, where thousands gathered for street protests following midday sermons focused on the United States' decision to move its embassy. The Israeli military said it had fired selectively toward instigators of what it described as violent riots at 6 places along the Gaza border, which it said drew 4,500 participants. Hits were confirmed, it said. The Gaza Health Ministry said 2 men were killed. 15 people were injured, including a child, in an airstrike that followed rocket fire from the enclave, the Gaza Health Ministry said. The Israeli military said its jets had targeted a Hamas training compound and ammunition warehouse. It said 1 rocket from Gaza was intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome air defense system and it was trying to identify where another landed. Rioting broke out in some 30 locations in the Palestinian territories, according to the military, which said 3,000 Palestinians participated in the West Bank. As night fell, the demonstrations had mostly dispersed. A jihadist group called the Nasser Salahuddin Brigades claimed responsibility for the rocket fire. The Israeli military said it holds Hamas solely responsible for all hostilities from the Gaza Strip. After the airstrike, a 3rd rocket hit the Israeli city of Sderot, the military confirmed. The Islamist movement Hamas, which controls Gaza, had called on its followers to mount a 3rd intifada, or uprising, against Israel after Trump made his announcement Wednesday. Any perceived change to the status of Jerusalem, a city holy to Muslims, Christians, and Jews, is contentious. Speaking in Paris, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said Trump's decision did not indicate any final status for Jerusalem, something that would be left for Israelis and Palestinians to decide. Moving the embassy, meanwhile, is not something that is going to happen this year, he said. Probably not next year. For Trump, Jerusalem is an extension of a global culture war. Israeli politicians have widely welcomed the move, but international criticism has mounted, on the grounds that the new policy harms peace efforts. On Friday, the UN Security Council held a tense emergency session. At the meeting, ambassadors from Britain, France, Italy, Japan, China, and others on the 15-member body declared Trump's announcement misguided or worse, prompting U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley to respond that the United States won't be lectured about its support for Israel and Middle East peace. The United Nations envoy to the region, Nikolay Mladenov, said there is a serious risk of a chain of unilateral actions that may make peace more distant.